So there are masses of research insights you can get into your portfolio or into any stock on the Stockopedia site. One of my favorite features is what I call the allocation tab on portfolios. Once you do have your data in there, you can then analyze all your holdings and check the distribution across a variety of sectors and other groupings. So I'm going to show you that very quickly and explain how this works. So let's say you've got a portfolio here set up and you've got all your holdings in. If you haven't yet, do that, or go and watch the video about how to do that before you watch this. And then you click the allocation tab. And you will see here a few different reports which show you the distribution of your holdings across a variety of different groups. In the top left, you've got the sector breakdown. We have 10 economic sectors and which are spread across 3 super sectors: cyclicals, defensives, and sensitives. And it's always quite good to have a good spread of sectors in your portfolio. In this portfolio, you can see that it's particularly only in 5 sectors, with a lot in the industrial sector. And it might be a case, because we have 10 sectors, it might be a case that there could be a bit of extra diversification needed here. If you don't have too many, for example, in this portfolio, there are no cyclicals, that might mean that in an upswing in the market, you don't participate quite as well in upswings, but it might be you're more protected from the downswings because this portfolio has more defensives. So I always like to have a good look at a little lens, using this lens, so you can actually see that spread, which can really help with your risk management. The same information is displayed, but against the market averages or against your benchmark in this on the right. So again, split into cyclical, sensitive, and defensives. And you can instantly see which sectors you don't have any exposure to. So this portfolio, for example, has no consumer cyclical stocks and has no consumer defensives. So you've got no exposure to the consumer stocks whatsoever. And I personally would be going and looking to try and deal with that immediately. A little bit further down the page, you can see the stock rank style composition. Now, the stock rank styles I don't have time to go into here, but we do categorize the market into 4 winning styles of share and 4 losing styles of share. In this report, the winning styles will be in green and the losing styles will be in red, and the style neutral unclassified will be in gray. Now you can see this portfolio has a very, very heavy weighting to what I call super stocks, which are good quality, good value, and good momentum, and it has no red losing style types of shares. There's nothing wrong with having some of those types of shares, but if your entire portfolio here was in the red band, personally, given the history of stock returns, I would be looking to try and transition that more into a better weighting towards green, more sort of winning styles of shares, because they have had historically a tendency to outperform the market. And if you're in the red sectors, well, that could mean that you are less likely to in future. On the right here, finally, is the position weight versus a limit. Now, this is really a very good way of eyeballing where you might have stock-specific overexposure in your portfolio. So you can see the list of all the ticker symbols of the stocks in your portfolio on the vertical axis, and the percentage position weights for each stock. You can see instantly at a glance that this stock has a weighting of 30%, nearly a third in one stock, which is obviously quite high weighting. It means that that stock did fall 20%, that's 6% hit to your portfolio. Now, these limits that are here set up here, 3% and 10%, are just arbitrary. They can be adjusted using this little slider below. So if you're someone who likes taking more risk and is happy to have 20% of your portfolio in one stock, you can move these. And but they act as a very nice little way to sort of see which are in that comfort zone and which are not. So really, these reports all come together to a really great way of visualizing that distribution across your portfolio. Focus on good spread of holdings, and the downside risk in equities will be reduced, and certainly the catastrophic risk that some people get into of having too much in single stock or just a few sectors, and especially lots of sectors in the same super sector. I can't tell you how many investors I know who only own energy stocks. So use these tools and be wise. And that's really it.